Hi everyone and welcome to Positively Kimmie. I am Kimmie. If you are new here, welcome. This is a safe space. And if you're one of my returning subscribers and my besties, hi guys, how are you? I hope you're all having an amazing day. For everyone who is new because Adrian won my giveaway, thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate you, and you are now one of my besties as well. So thank you so much for subscribing. That meant the world to me. So the last time I did a video was last Friday, and it was my Ozempic reboot week 2. So I'm going to start from Saturday, what happened after that. So if you want to hear, this is What's Up Wednesday, and I tell you a little bit about myself so you get to know me a little bit better. And if you want to leave me comments about something that resonates with you or what you've been doing so I can get to know you better, I would really, really love that. So thank you for joining me. So Saturday night, my son called me around 12 o'clock, excuse me, and said to me, Ma, he's like, why don't you and Dad come with us? And we're going to take the kids to the Jones Beach Light Show. Now, for those of you not on the East Coast, Jones Beach is near the ocean. Well, it is the ocean. And they have this light show every year for the holidays. And I think they do it throughout the year, different times. And I was like, I would absolutely love to go. Now, we were renting 2 vans to go to the city the very next day. Excuse me. And I could not wait to go because I've never been to the light show myself, and to go with my grandson was amazing. So it was my son, my daughter-in-law, my ex-husband, who's also my caretaker, my grandson, and her mother, my daughter-in-law's mother, and brother also came. So we were all in this small SUV, which was 1 seat short, kinda, but we made it work. You know, we were all squished in the back, but we made it work. And it was stunning. It was absolutely gorgeous. You get there and you put your radio on a certain setting, and it plays Christmas music, holiday music the whole entire time. They had a big Barbie display this year. They had dinosaurs. They, of course, had Santa Claus. They had the reindeers. They had so many wonderful displays. And then when you get to the end of the displays, which took about, I'd say 20 minutes worth of driving to get through to the end. It's a big production. Then you can get out and they sell like hot chocolate. They sell some snacks, some foods like hot dogs and nachos and things like that. We didn't get any of that stuff. And then you could take a picture with Santa Claus if you wanted to for $35. Like, dude, it's Santa. It's a picture. It's one picture. $35. That was a lot. So we didn't do that. But then you can go outside, and because you're on the ocean, it's very, very cold. Because it's at the Atlantic Ocean, because I'm on the East Coast. And you go and you walk around outside, and they have these giant fire pits, and you can toast s'mores and marshmallows. And it was just such an experience, and it was wonderful. My grandson absolutely loved it. They have all sorts of displays that are just lit, and it is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. But I like lights, so there you go. So it was wonderful, and it was perfect, and we had the best time. By the time we got out of there, we had to leave around 4 o'clock. We got to where we needed to be by 4:30. By the time we got home, it was about 8 o'clock because of the driving, and it was just a lot. And the next day we were going to the city. So the very next day we were going to New York City, because I live on Long Island, and we were going to go to New York City, and there were certain things that we wanted to do. Okay, sorry about that. So the first thing we decided to do when we got there, well, you had to look for parking, and parking was a real pain in the tushy, because we had to park further away. We didn't know there were so many spots closer to where we wanted to be. We wanted to be near the tree, FAO Schwartz, the church, St. Patrick's Cathedral, and then we were going to walk to Times Square. And we walked everywhere. Now, I have a lot of problems with my balance. I have a lot of problems walking, but I am not the type that's going to complain when it has to do with my grandson. Excuse me. I still have COVID, so the breathing is labored still. So the first thing we did when we got there, we finally found parking. My son met up with us, and the first thing we did was see the tree, and it's only so close you can get to the tree. They have it blocked off quite a ways, but you can still see it because the thing is absolutely huge and beautiful, and it was absolutely perfect. And we found this one spot in front of the tree, but the tree was way behind us. We were able to take family photos and everything, and it was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. It was beautiful. We had a decent day, other than it was misty and rainy a little bit, but not enough to stop you from going. So that was okay. After we went to the tree, we went to St. Patrick's Cathedral, and we got our holy water, and we said some prayers, and it is stunning in there. It is absolutely breathtaking. The stained glass, the Stations of the Cross. I mean, it was all that it's cracked up to be. The hype is real. It was just the most beautiful, serene, gorgeous. I don't think there's enough adjectives in the world to describe St. Patrick's Cathedral. It was that stunning. And my nephew was with us, and he was just blown away by it, because even if you're not a church type person and you're spiritual, it still just takes your breath away. It is really, really amazing. And if you're ever in New York, you really need to go, because it's that breathtaking. After the church, we went back near the tree, because FAO Schwartz is right next to the tree. Excuse me one more time. Sorry, I keep starting and stopping. Why is this blurry? There we go. Sorry about that. I'm having some tummy issues from the COVID. So after St. Patrick's Church, we went to FAO Schwartz. Beautiful toy store. It's very high price. You're going to pay an arm and a leg for anything you choose to buy in FAO Schwartz, because it's that upscale, boutique-ish kind of high-end toy company. And we had to use the restroom, my sister and I. So we walk up these stairs, which on my part, hindsight's wonderful. It was so ridiculous that we didn't take the elevator up. But we go up the stairs and we're online, and there's like 4 people in front of us. How bad could the line be? A half an hour to use the bathroom. There were only 2 stalls, and people were bringing in their kids, and it took forever to use the restroom. But we finally got in there, and when we're standing there, we got so incredibly hot, and we're taking off our jackets, and the sweat is pouring off of us. And when I sweat, my hair does this thing where it frizzes, and it frizzes out this way, and it was not a good look for me. But everybody else had a great time. And of course they had the piano from the movie Big, and my grandson was running up and down it. You're only supposed to go down twice with 2 people. Eventually the whole family ended up on it, and nobody yelled at us or anything like that. We were just having the best time. He absolutely loved the piano. He likes anything that makes music. I got on, I almost fell because the black keys are more slippery than the white keys. And I decided I was just going to go on the black keys, and lo and behold, I lost my balance. I lost my balance good, but I did not fall. So that was okay. And then afterwards, my daughter-in-law and her mother and one of her friends was in FAO Schwartz having something personalized for the baby, which of course was wonderful. And there's this famous bakery called Magnolia's, and they specialize in banana pudding. And my sister, me, and my ex-husband decided we were going to go to the bakery and get everybody some banana pudding. And it was delicious. If you've never had good banana pudding. I don't care how well you make it. It is not this banana pudding, and it's a little on the sweeter side. And we got the small cups, which were about this big, which is more than enough, because any more than that, and my stomach would have been doing flip-flops outside of a 15-minute period. So it was the perfect amount for the price. And the price was only $4.25, so that wasn't bad. I mean, yes, it was small, but it was enough for the people that were eating it. Excuse me. Of course, we have lipstick on the teeth as usual. So, excuse me. After that, we decided we were going to go to Bryant Park. I have never been. And Bryant Park is this group of stores in like a circular area. And you go on the stairs and you're just walking around from store to store. And it is so much fun. And they have so many little boutiques and you can get so many different things. So my ex-husband and I got everybody, not everybody, but we got one Christmas ornament with 10 people on it to memorialize the day. Excuse me. Whew. This breathing thing still is not working. To memorialize the day, and we gave that to my son and daughter-in-law, who absolutely loved it because we have everybody's name on there, and it was amazing. So by the time we left there, they wanted to go to Times Square, which was about 5 city blocks away. And if you know anything about city blocks, they're about twice the size of a regular block here on Long Island. And we're walking, and now my feet are starting to really hurt. I'm getting very tired. My son's mother-in-law was getting tired. She also has some issues with asthma, as I do, and things like that. So it was starting to become a lot. At this point, it's 4 o'clock. We left at 10. So it was a long day. And we decided, okay, we saw Times Square. We literally looked at Times Square, said, okay, this is Times Square. and this is nice, but we've all been to Times Square before. And there was nothing anyone wanted to get from there. So we were halfway in between all our cars. Well, my car, the car my son was driving, was 17 minutes away from where we were. And I told him, I said, I don't think I'm going to make it. And I'm having a really hard time walking at this point. My sister at one point had these shoes on, and they were too big on her. They had fit her one time really, really well, and they were too big on her. So all of a sudden, she's sitting there, and we stop at this tourist store, and she gets these sandals that say New York and threw her shoes into the garbage can because they were just killing her feet. And it was hysterical because it's raining at this point. And we're walking towards the car, and I was like, I can't make it. I've done everything asked of me. It is now 4:30 in the afternoon. I've been out since 10 o'clock in the morning. We have walked the whole city. We've walked all these blocks. We're walking around the attractions, and it's not like there was anywhere to sit. And I just couldn't do it anymore. So my son's like, Ma, I'll get the car. Don't worry about it. Him and my ex-husband go to get the car. They get the car. They bring it to us, which took like 15 minutes by the time they got to the car and everything. And then we went to Olive Garden to all eat and just end our day peacefully, which was about 8 o'clock by the time we got home. So it was a really long day, but it was so worth it. And we have the best pictures. And there's one picture of my grandson standing in his jacket. And everyone was around him at the time, but it looks like he's alone in the city, just in the middle of the road, because they have some of the roads blocked off for the tourists. Okay, excuse me one more time. Again, I apologize. I have to keep stopping because I am having a lot of stomach issues and breathing issues, and I need to use my inhaler and things. Okay, so that was on Sunday. Monday comes, and my legs are swollen. They are so bad, I can barely walk. I have ice packs on them. I'm sitting in a recliner with my feet up, and I was just not feeling great. Didn't know what was wrong, but just figured I was run down from the city and the light show the night before, and it was just a lot. Tuesday morning comes, and I'm stuffy. I'm slightly have a sore throat. I felt like it was either my allergies or I was getting a cold. Whatever, no big deal. Not thinking anything of anything. Just like, okay, it's my allergies. I was out in the city. It was damp. It was misty. You know, that's probably it. My nephew's like, yeah, he's like, I'm feeling kind of the same way. All right, so it's two of us then, and the two of us are like feeling the same way, but not horrible. Wednesday, I had a doctor's appointment, and I'm like, you know, I'm just really feel like I'm coming down with something. Excuse me, these teeth are ridiculous, and I feel like I'm coming down with something. My mom said, you know, before you go, you should just take a COVID test before you go to the doctor. I said, I don't have COVID. I've never had COVID. I've never gotten COVID. That would be just really weird. I don't feel like COVID sick. You know, I don't know what that feels like, but to me, from what I've heard, you get very, very ill with it. And I didn't feel that way. I just felt like I was coming down with something. I was run down, but my joints hurt. I didn't have the headache, nothing like that. About a half an hour before I'm supposed to go to the doctor, I take a COVID test, and lo and behold, we have COVID. And I was like, shoot, what does this mean? So I called the doctor. He said, please don't come in. I'll order you your medicine. Don't worry about it. I said, okay, fine, thank you. He told me to go to the med station, the walk-in urgent care, which I did. Which I did, and they said, absolutely, you're positive. They have this medicine, but the medicine has all sorts of side effects, and I'm not a candidate for the medicine that you can take when you have COVID because it affects a lot of the medications and a lot of the issues that I have. So they told me they would not recommend it for me. My nephew, I come home and I tell him, listen, I have COVID. You should really test. We probably got it from the city. I don't even know. He tested. He also tested positive. We're wearing masks inside the house, and it is just terrible. Like, your energy level is non-existent. My throat felt like I was sucking on razor blades. It was just so incredibly painful. And Christmas is on Sunday, right? Yeah, Christmas is on Sunday, so Christmas Eve was Saturday, and this is already Wednesday, and I was like, there's no way we're going to be able to do Christmas and Christmas Eve. I don't want to get my grandson, or anybody for that matter, sick. So we call up and we say, okay, we're going to do it December 31st. We'll have a Christmas party. Like, I don't want to send up all the gifts that I got everyone, because I want to see them open it. That brings me so much joy that I want to see that. And they agreed. So we have a hero coming for December 31st. And we're going to eat the hero. We're going to open some gifts. And then we're going to have like a little mini New Year's party with the baby, with hats and noisemakers and things like that. And just have, you know, a Christmas New Year's party. All right, everything is going well. We had to cancel Christmas. It was very upsetting for me because they were sending me FaceTimes and just looked like they were having the best time. I bought a pair of pajamas to wear for Christmas morning to go up their house. They brought us over breakfast. I mean, it was really nice. They included us as much as they could in their Christmas, and that was wonderful, but it made me really sad because this was my grandson's first big Christmas. Like, last year he was like 10 months old, so he really didn't get the gist of it. Now all of a sudden he's a year and a half, 22 months old, and he gets it, and he's opening up his presents. And Mima is what I'm called, did not get to go up there and see the gifts that he was opening, and even though it was through FaceTime, it's not the same. It's not the same, and I have some things that I just can't wait to give him and everybody, my son, my daughter-in-law, and I didn't want to send everything up there and miss their reactions to everything because, you know, it's just upsetting. So I was a little down on Christmas, especially the day after Christmas. So we're having our Christmas party on December 31st. And then all of a sudden, what happened was Monday was Christmas Day. My ex-husband came over. We had some food. He's been around everybody. My mom tested positive for COVID on Christmas Day. Not a great day because now we're looking to the next Saturday, December 31st, and hopefully she also has COPD. She has so many comorbidities to that can really affect her badly. And we were so worried about her that she might end up in the hospital because this is where they're thinking this is going. So she's been sick now. Well, Monday night, my ex-husband calls me and he tested positive for COVID. So who knows what's going on for Saturday. He told me to still give everyone their gifts on Saturday, provided everyone here in my house is feeling better. And we'll just FaceTime him, which makes me feel bad because we went in on all the gifts together. And if it wasn't for him, there wouldn't be as many gifts. And I hate the fact that he has to miss his grandson open presents that he's not going to see him open in person. You know, it's just like, I can't tell. Let's see. There we go. So I feel really badly about that, but chances are he won't be here on the 31st because we were all told to test after 5 days. On the 5th day, if you're not positive and don't have symptoms, you don't have to wear a mask. But if you if you're negative but you still have symptoms, you have to wear your mask for 10 more days and still quarantine for the 10 days. So we'll see what happens with that. But, you know, it's been hard, but I'm still looking forward to seeing my grandson and giving him his presents and seeing my daughter-in-law and my sons. And my one son doesn't know if he can make it or not on New Year's Eve. But it's going to be early. Like I said, we're going to be doing lunch at 11:30. We're going to be opening presents at 12. After the presents, we're going to have a little New Year's Eve party, and that will be it. So hopefully, cross your fingers that everybody in my house is okay. They said we should not be able to get it again because we just developed antibodies towards it. So hopefully that's true, and we don't come back down with it. So I'm going to keep testing and making sure everything's okay, but I'm just still not feeling well. You know, my stomach's been really bad and I still have the cough, which of course you can have for a while, but I still am just exhausted. Between that and the Ozempic, I'm absolutely exhausted and I've been sleeping a lot. My nephew, when he first got it, the first 3 full days, he slept constantly. And my mom's been sleeping a lot right now, so hopefully she doesn't start the cycle up because my nephew lives with me and we've all been in the house and we're all in close proximity. And like if I stay in my room, I'm not wearing my mask in my room, but if she comes in, then I'll put my mask on. But I don't even know if that's necessary. We've been told different stories, so I'm not sure which is true and which isn't. But other than that, Christmas went well. Christmas Eve, the grown-ups exchanged their presents. So my ex-husband had gotten me a new frying pan, which I am thrilled with. He bought me makeup brushes, a whole makeup set, which is gorgeous, from TJ Maxx. And he also got me an electric can opener because my can opener sucks. Like, it really sucks. And it's one of these hand ones, and it's very difficult to use. So I was really excited about that. My sister has given me things all along. We don't necessarily exchange for Christmas. I mean, I gave her Christmas presents, and most of the stuff she had given me beforehand. And that's what we do. We buy each other things throughout the year. Whenever we see something that we think the other person's going to like. So it's not like one special day, but every day is special for us. And then my mom got me 2 shirts and a sweater. So that's what that was, and I'll have to find out the rest of the stuff when I see my children. So that's it. This was What's Up Wednesday. Please, if you haven't already, like and subscribe. I usually have more energy than this, and I usually, am more excited about these things, but I'm just still really not feeling well. I hope if you celebrated Christmas, you had a very Merry Christmas. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, I hope that you spent it with family and friends and did something that made you happy. That's all I want for any of you, is to be happy. So with that being said, be happy, be healthy, be blessed, and most of all, be positively you, because there's no one else quite like you, and that makes me so incredibly happy. You guys rock.